Warning. The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
It was the fall of 2007 because we started middle school in 2007. Yeah, and it was like November of whatever.
Yep.
I remember I had the same. My parents always say beet red whenever I was like really angry or really sad. My face would just get like just flush with blood, and I was probably beet red that day. I felt it in my face. I was just. It was a feeling. It was that burning feeling you get when you're like, I'm about to either scream or cry, and I need to do something so those things don't happen.
Yeah.
And I need to slap you. I just needed to slap David. And I don't know if it ever came across that it wasn't on purpose or it wasn't an accident, because I guess assumed it was on purpose, which I shouldn't have assumed, because you liked Pokemon too. So.
No, I purposely ripped it because you were like, dude, don't rip it out of my notebook. And
yes,
I was an asshole. I was like, so I'll rip it a little bit out of the notebook
because this guy can't be told what to do.
That's right.
You can't tell David what to do and expect him to do what you tell him to do, or he's going to do the opposite of what you've just told him not to do.
Yeah, so that was very cathartic. I feel like I've had moments with both of you guys where I was like, nah, this is where I take a stand.
Yeah. No, I like it because it builds character, and I think that it helped because then it helped you stand out of like, this is what I want, because you said you were going along with what we were doing. Yeah. So, but just to kind of button things up, because we're a little bit short on time now.
Sorry.
You don't have it. You don't even have buttons.
I thought
what could you button up?
I can't think of anything. I was going to say my pants, but that's a zipper. Oh, no, there's a button here.
Wait, there. Hold on.
I love you, bud.
No,
so much.
Take it easy. I love you too. So
don't watch me kick my feet. Zoom in
on his feet.
Not for free. Shoes stay on.
But okay, here's what I learned, right? The biggest thing was patience, because to this day, it's something that I have to sometimes remind myself, like, not everybody sees things like you see them. Yeah. And so the big thing that this friendship taught me was learn to figure out why things are happening first. Then come up with like what we could do. Because I remember the anxiety of like, when we would, let's say, for example, if David vetoed something, I knew we weren't going to do that thing. And so like there would be anxiety of like, oh, but this is something I really want to do, and I don't see myself like liking this other thing. And so like then I would get upset, and that's where I would like that's where a lot of my anger would go. And so then I would just take it out on somebody, and usually that was you, right? Yeah. And so that was this friendship helped me understand that I need to, like I said, ask why. Like, why are things happening like this? What makes this person want to do it? Do this thing that I don't want to do, and would it help me to maybe open up my my knowledge on things that I do, right? Yeah. Or not knowledge, but like open up my, what's the word? Like my palette, right? Of things that I want to do or things that I like to do. Yeah. And that was one thing that I hope that I taught you too through our friendship, where it's like trying things isn't always bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, specifically with the like not even metaphorical palette, but literal taste palette.
Yeah.
There were several
like
times.
Your mom's when sleepovers, she made spaghetti and put like an egg on top. And I was like, dude, who the hell does that? That was really good.
First time I ever ate a burger willingly was at Wendy's, because you guys ordered Baconators because they were new. I learned watching Good Mythical Morning maybe a couple weeks ago that the Baconator came out in like 2010, 2009. So we went to try the Baconator when it came out.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at the menu, and I'm like, what's that white stuff?
Not going to be able to do that. And so that always aggravated.
Impossible, by the way. Actually,
I get to this day, I get very annoyed with things that they do that like you can't do in real life. Like you can't do that. So why portray it that way?
You can't fire key blast out your hands, bro.
No, that's different. That's different because that's known. They established that that's a thing you don't do. But that's something that's in the real world is like chopsticks and rice.
you can't deliver that many presents in one night, Santa. Jeez, have some common sense.
So anyway, yeah, my rules don't make any sense.
I mean, when you were talking about what you learned, first of all, I learned to love Dragon Ball because that was one of the only things that we did.
That's the rule.
Agree on. Yeah, that's the
I
rule.
was so late. I'm so late to the Dragon Ball party.
And now you play Dokkan Battle every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got there.
Like 900 days or 1,100 days in a row now. Or 1,200.
Jeez.
1,200.
Yeah, dude. But as I was listening to you describe, it's not a problem. He's just,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think you and I, in a lot of ways, are the two sides of the same coin, and David is like the edge of the coin, holding us together. Because what I learned was I think I was too patient. I think I was patient to a fault, and I let people walk all over me because I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. And even in, much like you, I'm learning as an adult still how to be better at just being more assertive and removing any sort of negativity from the idea that being assertive is this asshole thing to do. Mm-hmm. Like you can be an assertive asshole, but being assertive doesn't make you an asshole, Like I feel like it's important for me to acknowledge that there were moments in our friendship where I stood up for myself and it bettered the friendship.
Absolutely.
And in my day-to-day life, I feel like I apologize too much and I don't know when to say no to things or opportunities or people. And then when I do, I feel like a jerk when it's perfectly normal to not want to go out. If you want to stay at home, don't come up with an excuse to tell the person.
My dog died.
Did I tell you guys as an excuse that my dog died once? That feels like something that I would have done.
No.
That feels like something I legit would have.
No.
Off the record. Off the record. My dog's still alive.
No. I think one of the things that you would say is like...
I would use my parents as an excuse. Yeah.
Yes. Well, my mom wants me to go do this.
To the store.
Yes.
Yeah. And, but no, so I feel like we helped each other a lot in that way. As stubborn as we were at the time, it was hard to see the value in the value in each other's viewpoints because we both wanted opposite things and we didn't want to give up what we wanted for the other person. Mm-hmm. Whereas David just was, I was describing in our episode, and you obviously didn't feel like this at all, but I felt like you were so chill with most things, at least from my perspective, because you enjoyed a lot of things that Josh did. So from my perspective, you were the chill one who was just like, yeah, that's cool. But I guess that wasn't the case, was it?
No, no, at least not from my view. From my view, at least like David obviously like had his own thing likes that he would absolutely defend to like no matter what. And so there was a lot of those things that I didn't. To this day, there's a lot of things that like I'm not a super big fan of, like in terms of like likes that David has. But what's changed now is that like I can sit and like accept that I don't have to like this thing to like listen to it or to be a part of it, right? And so I think that's what's changed. But before we used to butt heads a lot. So yeah, that was a thing of like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, are you serious? Like, so we're just not going to do that then. Okay, so I guess we're not going to this place anymore. What are we doing then? I don't know.
Those were the best days for me to be a part of the group because it was no longer about bullying me, but it was about the two like leaders of the pride. fighting for dominance.
But the thing is, like, David wouldn't lead. Like, he just was like, he would just veto and not. It was like a dysfunctional, dysfunctional system altogether.
Dude, nothing's changed, man. Haley asks me all the time, like, what do you want to do? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, do you want to do this? Do you want to? She gives me like 10 things. I'm like, I don't want to do any of those. Like the way you described like the compass thing, that's so accurate. It's crazy. It's like I don't want to do this, but like I don't know what I want to do.
And then you offer
Figure it
something,
out,
and you're
bro.
like, nah,
Figure
not
it out,
that.
bro.
Not that, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're
what
like-
did you learn, David? Have you learned anything from our friendship, or are you just, are you just like, no, this is life?
Maybe to not be mean to the people you like, because that's not gonna do anything for you, man.
Yeah.
No, I realized that I need to stop being such a piece of shit, and also possibly being more accepting to things that I'm not super interested in, or at least like try to become interested in those things. Because like, you introduced me to fucking like 90% of my life. Like, goodness gracious. Like, literally everything I'm into is mostly because Josh. So,
I'm sorry.
thank you for that.
I apologize in advance.
Wrong tone. Bad answer. Loud incorrect buzzer.
No, I think it's yes, I think it's at the time younger me would have been like, if younger me would have heard what you just said, he would have been like, oh, that's awesome. Like, oh, great. Somebody else was just like me. But as an adult, that perspective is a little different.
Yeah.
Like when you say that, I'm like, well, yes, but like, I also think that there's so much you're leaving out of like how much you've evolved aside from that, right? Like, I don't think you notice even your evolution. Like I see a lot of things like I said, when you, even just in this recent timeline, you made this big jump where like dating somebody, like a serious relationship, as long as you've had, is like, has changed a lot about you. And I don't even think you acknowledge that. Like, I don't think you noticed that. So when I hear you say, like, you introduced me to 90% of my life, I think there's so much more of your life that you're also not giving credit to. So that's, I guess, how I see it now.
Yeah. No, David's all about, what I appreciate about you is you're all about short-term importance. Not even necessarily like in a bad way, but just like if there's something that needs to be done today, or if you're just like concerned with what's happening right now. And I appreciate that as someone who overthinks everything, and as someone who needs to know what's going to happen the rest of my week. And then the week ends and I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
It's incredibly grounding because my mind is a lot like yours in that way, and it's like, and we'll wrap it up with this. Is like my mind is like constantly like this is, it's like a storm of ideas of like, what about this? What if this happens? What if that happens? And so like when we do hang out and we have David in the group, it's about what's happening right now, and I think that is more important than anything else.
Yeah, whether you knew it or not, you acted as you were our compass. Wow. You were our
not a good one.
Maybe just need to get recalibrated sometimes, but
or just calibrated. Period.
At all. Nope, wrong way.
I think this one came defective, and that's what we've been working with.
But we love them.
No. Look, as we wouldn't be sitting here at all. Like if you wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't think that you were a vital part of this group to this day. And it's awesome that we get to sit here as almost 30-year-olds still talking about like of a friendship that we started.